In today's video, we're going to look at every single current active WWE superstar today, and we're going to make one prediction that I think could happen for that WWE superstar from now until the end of the year. This is a Friday video, and usually these are a bit more goofy and a lot less planned out, so I actually don't have a script for this at all. All I have is a slideshow of every single WWE superstar, and I'm going to use my gut feeling and heart reaction, and I'm going to tell you one prediction that immediately comes to mind when I see them. Here's the thing, there's not that much time left in the year, and on top of that, there's a lot of WWE superstars that I feel like are just gonna do nothing in the short amount of time that we have left. So for some of these predictions, it's gonna be like pulling teeth, but I'm gonna give it a shot anyway. And as always, don't forget to subscribe to this channel, ring that bell for notifications. If you're a wrestling fan, I know that you're gonna fall in love with this YouTube channel because we always upload daily wrestling content. And if you want even more wrestling content, don't forget the Patreon, patreon.com/SantiZap, 5 watch-alongs every single week, the Royal Rumble watch-alongs every single week, the Raw reviews, the SmackDown review, and the Wrestling is Cool podcast 3 days earlier than everywhere else on the planet. It's a lot of content. Go check it out. Patreon.com/SantiZap. Link in the description. Link in the pinned comment. It's just content that I can never show on YouTube, so you got to go to Patreon for it. Okay, let's jump into the video. AJ Styles will not retire because of this injury. I don't think that this is how the Phenomenal One goes out. I feel like after the year goes by that he recovers from this injury, he's going to come back and then he'll do a proper retirement tour before, he really calls it an end. Akam from the Authors of Pain will be involved in a feud with the Wyatt Six before the end of the year. And that kind of spoils pretty much everything I'm going to say about the rest of the Final Testicle. Akira Tozawa will appear more on WWE Main Event than he does on Monday Night Raw until the end of the year, especially with Raw going to 2 hours. Alba Fire will not get another WWE Women's Tag Team Championship match until 2025. Alexa Bliss comes back, and I think she could come back in October. All right, I'm calling it as early as October. It's spooky season, it's Halloween, and the Wyatt Six need to be featured heavily before the end of the month. Alex Shelley does not win the tag team championships in 2024, but definitely in early 2025. By the way, if you don't know who Alex Shelley is, this is one half of the Motor City Machine Guns, in case you don't know TNA lore or who they are. Andrade, and I'm recording this before SmackDown, will lose the best of 7 series to Carmelo Hayes. So I'm sorry if you're watching this after Game 7 happens. Garza, and this is one of those guys where I'm like, I don't know what to predict for this guy. Garza will get one opportunity at the tag titles, but get squashed in the process. Angelo Dawkins, and this goes for Montez Ford as well, they will have a major feud before the end of the year with the Motor City Machine Guns. Apollo Crews will appear on SmackDown less than 4 times from now until the end of the year. We'll count it at the end of the year to see if I was right. Asuka will return from injury before the end of 2024. Austin Theory will turn babyface before the end of 2024. Triple H, I get you love your long-term storytelling, but you don't need it on this one. Baron Corbin will turn heel before the end of the year. I know there's not much time left, but you got to do something with Corbin. You might as well do it. Bayley will not get another WWE Women's Championship match in 2024. I feel like she got her fill yet. Berto, just like Garza, will get that tag team championship match because of politicking, because of Santos Escobar, and will get squashed in the process. Bianca Belair loses the WWE Women's Tag Team Championships before 2025 hits. Blair Davenport doesn't appear on SmackDown until the rest of the year. Braun Strowman, I don't think he comes back from this injury before the year's over. Brock Lesnar will have a lot of rumors circulating, but won't return until at some point in 2025. Braun Breaker wins back the Intercontinental Championship before the end of 2024. Bronson Reed wins the first match in his feud against Seth Rollins. Brutus Creed does something to get him in trouble because of his social media videos, and he won't be allowed to post anymore. I just feel like he's going to say something bad in those videos. Candice LeRae will hold the Speed title until the end of the year. I bet you didn't know she was the speed champion. Carlito will take Raquel Rodriguez on a date at some point in 2024. Carmella does not return until earlier in 2025. Chad Gable leads American Made into a major feud with the Latino World Order, culminating in a 2025 match against Rey Mysterio, which would be a banger. Carmelo Hayes wins Game 7 and wins the United States Championship before the end of the year. Charlotte Flair returns just before Survivor Series. Chelsea Green gets a spot in whatever the women's War Games match ends up being. She's earned it. And on top of that, it's her neck of the woods. Like, that's where Survivor Series is taking place, where she's from. Chris Sabin, same, I guess, prediction as Alex Shelley. I think that they're going to have a major feud with the Street Profits, but they don't win tag team gold yet in 2024. Second half of Motor City Machine Guns. CM Punk feuds with Gunther for the World Heavyweight Championship going into Survivor Series. Cody Rhodes will not be part of the men's Survivor Series War Games match that involves all of the Bloodline members. I think he's going to be busy with Kevin Owens or maybe even Randy Orton at Survivor Series. Cruz del Toro will grow his beard back because he looks weird without one. Dakota Kai does not return until early 2025. Damian Priest will have to beat Finn Balor again before the end of the year. I don't think that this feud is over. Dominic Mysterio, before the year is over, will get haunted by the Wyatt Six. Dragon Lee will go solo. I don't think that he's going to be part of the LWO, especially with his solo vignette that he had recently on Raw. Drew McIntyre will beat the crap out of Wade Barrett at some point before the end of the year. Elton Strong will not get Pretty Deadly the Musical to air in 2024. Eric will win the Raw Tag Team titles. The World Tag Team titles? What are they calling them these days? He's going to win Tag Team Gold before the end of the year. War Raiders, baby. Finn Balor will bring out the Demon one time before the end of this year. Giovanni Vinci will not win a match at all in 2024. Grayson Waller will turn on Austin Theory, and that will be the catalyst of the Austin Theory face turn. Gunther is holding this World Heavyweight Championship hostage until WrestleMania. We will not see Indy Hartwell once on Friday Night SmackDown. Ilya Dragunov will continue to heal steadily, and he'll be back at some point next year. Get better, Dragon. Isla Dawn, just like Alba Fire, will not get another women's tag team championship opportunity until later next year. Just like Eric, Ivar from the War Raiders will win tag team gold before 2024 is done. Ivy Nile will have a sort of one-on-one feud with Zelina Vega because the two groups will feud, so girl against girl, I guess. Io Sky will start her feud with a champion, Rhea Ripley. Jacob Fatu will lay hands and go one-on-one with Roman Reigns at Saturday night's main event. That's what I'm calling. Jade Cargill loses the tag titles, but doesn't turn heel until after 2024. JD McDonough in this photo looks like he's constipated and seriously needs to take a huge dump. Will lose the World Tag Team titles this year. Jey Uso will finally reconcile with his brother Jimmy and be part of the new version of the OG bloodline. Jimmy Uso at some point will have a moment where he sacrifices his body to save Jay from Temu bloodline. Joaquin Wilde will admit that he's not from Latin America. Johnny Gargano will have a feud with Grayson Waller, and that's where we can have Austin Theory truly flourish like a babyface that he's meant to be. John Cena will have his first match of his retirement tour at Saturday night's main event. Julius Creed will feud with the Latino World Order, as I've already kind of said about the other members of this group. Kairi Sane will win tag team gold alongside Io Sky this year. Karrion Kross will have a one-on-one match with Uncle Howdy. We can talk about both party girls, KC2 together. I guess they'll win a feud against the Pure Fusion Collective. Hooray. Kevin Owens will be shown to not have been the bad guy all along, that Randy Orton was manipulating him to do the things that he did. Kiana James will be on the shelf until the end of the year because of her injury. Kay Wilson, again, will not be able to get us Pretty Deadly the Musical before the end of the year. Kofi Kingston will not be attacked by Xavier Woods in 2024. I think that happens closer to Mania. Liv Morgan will drop the Women's World Championship to Rhea Ripley. LA Knight will drop the United United States Championship to Carmelo Hayes. Logan Paul will appear in some way, shape, or form, a match or interference at Crown Jewel 2024. This guy's been at like all the Saudi shows, and I can't see him missing another one. Ludwig Kaiser will get speared by Goldberg eventually in 2024. Lyra Valkyria will start a feud with Liv Morgan. Michin, if there is a mid-card women's championship announced before the end of the year, will be your inaugural mid-card women's champion. Montez Ford will have a big, awesome feud with the Motor City Machine Guns alongside his partner Angelo Dawkins. Naomi will get a championship opportunity against Nia Jax on the Friday before Survivor Series. I don't think it quite makes it to the PLE. The Miz will reconcile with R-Truth. I don't think that he's fully turned heel. Nia Jax will hold the women's championship right through to the end of the year. Odyssey Jones, who? I know he's not in WWE anymore, but usually when I do these videos, I do the who meme, and I didn't want to let it die. So, who? Omos will not appear because he seems to be missing. Natalya, bro, I don't know. She'll have a match with Ivy Nile at some point before the end of the year. Bro, you make something for her. I can't think of something. Otis, just like Tozawa, and this one's really sad because he was so hot in the summer, will appear more on Main Event than he appears on Monday Night Raw from now until the end of the year. Pete Dunne will have a mini feud with whoever the Intercontinental Champion is at the time. I predict it could be Jey Uso. And I'm talking about one of those feuds that just starts and ends on Monday Night Raw. I don't think that it gets to a PLE. Piper Niven alongside Chelsea Green makes it to the Women's Survivor Series War Games match, whatever it ends up being. R-Truth will continue to forgive The Miz until The Miz finally sees the error of his ways. Randy Orton will be the biggest heel in professional wrestling before the year is over. Raquel Rodriguez will allow Carlito to try and riz her up one time in a date this year. Rey Mysterio will have a big feud that will culminate in a major match with Chad Gable. Brazar feud with Wyatt Six, you already know. Rhea Ripley will win the Women's World Championship at Survivor Series 2024. The Rock will be back at some point before the end of the year, and I think it's Saturday night's main event. Roman Reigns will personally ask for forgiveness from Jey Uso. Sami Zayn will convince Jey Uso to not help Roman Reigns. Santos Escobar will feud with a babyface Austin Theory. I don't know. Seth Rollins will lose his feud in 2024 with Bronson Reed. They've really been focusing on his injuries, and I think it's an easy way out for him to lose this believably. Shayna Baszler will continue to be a thing with PFC until the end of the year, I guess. Sheamus will be one of the major names that gets attacked and tsunamied until the end of time by Bronson Reed at some point before the end of the year. Shinsuke Nakamura doesn't appear on SmackDown until 2025. Solo Sikoa is gonna hold on to that Ula Fala right through to the end of the year. Sonya Deville will continue being part of PFC, I suppose. Tegan Knox will not appear probably. We haven't seen her in forever. Maybe makes an appearance on Main Event. Tiffany Stratton will indeed cash in her Money in the Bank briefcase at Crown Jewel. Tama Tonga will hold the tag titles until the end of the year alongside Tonga Loa. Same thing as before. Tommaso Ciampa will start to show little hints and little signs of the heel turn. Maybe just getting a little bit upset with Johnny Gargano, but the heel turn won't happen this year. I don't think that we see Tyler Bate before he comes back from injury in 2024. The Wyatt Six will introduce Alexa Bliss back into their group and have a feud with the Final Testament. Xavier Woods will not turn heel in 2024. Not properly, not entirely. Zelina Vega will be feuding with Ivy Nile of American Made. And Zoe Stark will just continue to be walking alongside the other members of Pure Fusion Collective. I really have nothing for Pure Fusion Collective, like anything, like at all. All right, so those were all just gut checks, gut feelings. You tell me, are there any that you thought I was way out of line? Let me know down in the comments. But happy Friday. Take care. Goodbye.